When I listen to debates and discussions for and against veganism, I often feel like every single argument for veganism by itself is enough to understand why a person wants to be vegan. So far, I haven't heard one single valid argument against veganism. For example, I was watching a debate recently on YouTube from a big event with a large audience in Melbourne, Australia in 2012, where there were 3 people speaking for the movement, animals should be off the menu, and 3 people speaking against it. One of the people speaking against it, Fiona Chambers, she had the argument that if we stop eating animals, they will go extinct. And the second speaker against the movement, Dr. Bruce McGregor, he expressed his concern on how much destruction of the rainforest that the plant-based diet causes. And that's so funny because that's actually an argument for veganism. Because most of the plants that we grow goes to feeding our food animals, so-called food animals. And these are supposed to be educated people. So maybe it's not so strange that most people don't know about this, but animal agriculture, raising animals for food, is the single largest leading cause of environmental destruction. We cut down the rainforest, 1 acre every second. The rainforest is like the lungs of this planet. It takes in carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen. But we cut it down so we can make grazing land for our cows, so they can eat and get fat and then we can kill them and eat them. And guess who used to live in the rainforest that we cut down? Wild animals. Like they explain so well in the documentary Cowspiracy. Only 10,000 years ago, wild free-living animals made up 99% of the biomass. Today, only 10,000 years later, after we humans put our evolved brains into things, wild free-living animals make up a tiny 2% of the biomass. And we humans take up 98%, including all the animals that we own as property, such as cows, pigs, chickens, turkeys, sheep, fishing factory farms, and so on. So what we're doing is that we're pushing species after species out of their homes, we're destroying their habitats, and we're leading them straight towards extinction, one non-vegan meal at a time. This is true. I want everyone to know about this. I'm very glad that I found out about this, because I don't want to live in a fantasy world or in La La Land thinking that my daily actions don't have an impact, because they do. Just imagine if all the millions and millions and millions of vegans and vegetarians that are already out there today suddenly started to eat meat again. They would have a very big impact. So don't think that you don't make a difference, because you do. So we cut down the rainforest so we can put our animals there to graze, to get fat so we can kill them and eat them. And we also cut down forests so we can grow plants to feed it to our animals that we breed and kill and eat. In fact, over 50% of all the plants that we grow on this planet goes to feeding our so-called food animals. So if this guy, Bruce McGregor, is really concerned about the rainforest being cut down, he can just stop consuming meat, dairy and eggs. But he's not concerned about this. He's concerned about something else. Money, maybe. If we're talking about the Amazon rainforest specifically, animal agriculture is responsible for 91% of the ongoing destruction of the Amazon rainforest. On this planet, we kill 60 billion land animals every year for food. And of the 90 billion marine animals that we kill every year for food, at least 10 billion of them were farmed fish. And of course we have to feed all these animals while they're still alive. Except of course for the byproducts like male, newborn, baby chicks in the egg industry. Because they are of no value to the egg industry because they don't lay any eggs. So they are just grinded up, gassed, or simply thrown into the garbage to suffocate, straight after they're born. And male baby calves, they are of course of no value to the dairy industry because they don't give any milk, so they are just kept alive for about 18 months before they're slaughtered for meat. But most of the other animals we manage to feed and fatten up really well before we kill them and eat them. So have you thought about this? How come we manage to feed and fatten up to 60 billion land animals every year, but we don't manage to feed a mere 7 billion humans? There is something strange about that. by the way, in this debate I mentioned before, of course the against side didn't even touch on the ethical argument, because what ethical argument could there possibly be for torturing, enslaving, and killing other innocent beings, and then eating them when we don't even need to eat meat?